Please show me the tweets. Today we'll do receipts because the governor of it's getting confirmed that the governor of the Bank of Ghana indeed may have said what is being attributed to him, that he thinks that the demonstration to occupy the Bank of Ghana was needless or unnecessary, and that the minority MPs had avenues through which they can send their grievances through, and that they were behaving like hooligans on the streets in that protest. 22nd July 2014, Gabby Otchere-Darko. I think the next occupation must take place at the Bank of Ghana, specifically to petition the governor to depreciate himself entirely from the scene. I think the next occupation must take place at the Bank of Ghana, specifically to petition the governor to depreciate himself. Our city has been so depreciated, but nobody is asking for the governor of the Bank of Ghana to go. Hashtag Occupy BoG, hashtag Occupy Central Bank, hashtag sack Wampa. This was under Wampa. What was the exchange rate at the time? Was it around 3 cedis, 4 cedis, thereabout? And we had cause to say somebody should be sacked. What is the exchange rate now? 12 cedis, 11 cedis, 50 pesos per dollar. Will we get the same tweet? I don't know. Show me the other receipt. There's another receipt. Dear President Mahama, this is from Kojo Oponkroma, 25th September 2014. Dear President Mahama, where there is a will, there is a way. If indeed we are committed to saving money on the multiple registration exercises, we ought not to sit silently or make occasional speeches as the NIA gets ready to spend an extra $115 million on new registration cards. Mr. President, take the bold steps, lead the necessary legal reforms and executive instructions that ensure that the EC, the NIA, and Birth and Death Registry will henceforth have a common register. We can't keep allowing such duplicated spends only to run to the IMF to ask for help. It sounds like we are running in circles. Towns, KJ. With the benefit of power, 7 years on, have we been able to achieve this? Brilliant idea from a brilliant young man. Have we been able to achieve it? Show me the next receipt. Gabby Otchere-Darko, July 22, 2014. He says, I gave one of my very rare radio interviews last week, contributing to the finance minister's mid-year budget review. And I made the point that the reshuffle that took place will mean nothing. That the man must go. The man that must go is Wampa. That's the governor of the Bank of Ghana at the time. Any central bank boss who brings in measures against popular advice. Listen, any central bank boss who brings in measures against popular advice to resolve a crisis, and those measures end up worsening the crisis as warned by all of us. One, only to be forced by his own folly to backtrack half-heartedly, has lost the authority to determine monetary policy for us. He is bad for the city, bad for business, bad for the average Ghanaian, bad for the economy, and bad for Ghana. He must do the city a favor and go. Time to spend more time with your family to pave way for a more competent person to spend time on the city. And at the time, I'm telling you, the city and to the dollar ratio was not even up to 5 cedis. Today, we have gone past 11 cedis, 12 cedis. Let's see what he thinks today. Today, he says Ghana is an interesting country. Same person. He has not died. He lives. And we have heard that and from Frimpong Boateng and from Martin Amidu and from many other people that he doesn't serve in government. But mention the PDS deal, you find him. Mention the Japa deal, you find him. Mention Galamsey scandal, you find him. Mention making calls, big calls. He doesn't serve in government. Today, this is what he thinks. He says Ghana is an interesting country. All across the world, the economic crisis of the last couple of years has seen central banks stepping in to do what is necessary, even if not orthodox. So he's talking about the printing of money, on the blind side, supporting government to be reckless, to borrow unnecessarily for the lender of last resort to be insolvent and all those things. To use millions to do car repair. He's talking about those things. Now, he says, if not orthodox, under a very difficult situation to rescue national economies, except in Ghana, where parliamentarians, including economists, lead a protest to bastardize a governor and his team who should rather be commended for exhibiting the highest sense of duty and patriotism. We are too eager to overwallow in negativism as a positive way of showing love for the country. Hey, Nnipa ya cobra. Nnipa ya cobra. Nnipa ya cobra. Nnipa ya cobra. Dread. 2014. Kojo Pom Nkrumah, Gabby Otchere-Darko, and 2023. You see the disparity in the thought pattern when the city was relatively doing well. The city now is Pakistan. The comparison of the strength of our city to the major currencies in the world, it's heartbreaking. He says that even if things are done, at the time when he was asking for the head of Governor Wampa, things were being done in the orthodox manner. For the first time in the history of the central bank, we have had a whole side in parliament, civil society organizations, march up to say we are protesting how you have mismanaged things at the Bank of Ghana. And he says we are an interesting country. We are wallowing in negativism, and that is why the governor of the Bank of Ghana will say that the MPs are behaving like hooligans. Well, the MPs have served notice that they will show the governor and the nation and the police and the government how hooligans behave. That those, concessions that they made, don't go through here, don't go to it. Hooligans will listen to you. So they will show how hooligans behave. Let's move away from this. But remember that Nnipa ya cobra. Nnipa ya cobra.